All right, so back in around 1995, I found a cache of quarry blanks, or perhaps, you know, basically unfinished tools. Some of them are more finished than others. But how I found them was that I had been out to a field, and these were all found in one spot on privately owned land with permission. And I found them in a cornfield, and I found like about 3 or 4 that were laying on top after they had plowed. So I thought nothing of it, and I took them home, and then I had stopped by my folks' house, and my dad had been out hunting, and he found a few more. So I pretty much decided there must be more in that field. So I told him I would take him back right where he found them, and he said okay. And so I said, we better take a shovel, and something just told me to I took a little trowel shovel. I never really had heard of a cache before at the time, and I wasn't really thinking I was going to find a whole lot, but I took a shovel with me. So we walked back, and I took him right to the spot, and sure enough, we walked around that area, and I found one laying on top, and I took the trowel shovel right underneath of where I picked it up, and I heard that familiar noise of flint, and I started digging around, and they just kept on coming. And it was about the size of a trash can lid wide, and about 2.5 feet deep in the ground. We dug them out by hand, and they probably were carried in there with a sack, and of course the sack deteriorated over time. And but yeah, it was quite a find, quite a memorable day. So we gathered them up, took them home, and rinsed them off with the hose. Had them laid out in the yard, and Dad built this frame for them. And so we had a couple people look at them. Some have said it was an Adena cache. Some said it was late Archaic, early woodland period. It's really hard to tell. I guess, you know, you be the judge. But it's all Coshocton flint, Warsaw flint. Some people call it Mercer flint, I guess. But yeah, it's quite a find. They must have never came back to it, apparently, and had it stashed away for whatever, I guess to come back to it later. And that's what they did. They fashioned them out there in the woods or field, and didn't want to haul them all with them, so they buried them and came back to them later. But they didn't come back for these. So I was fortunate to find them, and I'd like to share them with you. Have Greg zoom in, and I'll hold the frame up, and he'll show you. There was 126 total. There you go. And so you can get kind of close, and just for scale, it's about, some of these are really nice big pieces. Again, some are really close to being used. I guess they could all be used as knives. Some are thin. This is what they call bird dropping Coshocton. Got some pieces that are mixed with like a quartz crystal. Here's one that's kind of mixed with stuff. This one has what you call the lightning strikes going through it.
Yeah, I like finding those. There's another lightning strike.
Yeah.
And how many were there?
126 total came out of that hole.
All right. That's it. That is Dave's story of how he found this cache of 126 preforms. All right, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.